Wow, good morning. Welcome to this edition of Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria. Like we have been saying, Nigeria has every right to do well if you and I contribute our quota to making our nation better. Don't forget that you are the one that will make a huge difference. Apart from those that are in different positions of leadership, every one of us, we have a role to play. So this morning, we are going to be talking presidency. It's all in a bid to position individuals that we think have the capacity to lead, the capacity to take the nation to the next level. So what we are doing is that people who have been nominated by different individuals and groups, we analyze them, we look at the pros and the cons, and we think based on what people have contributed, we can now decide, okay, this person is fit, Nigerians can give this person a chance, and the rest. For now, we have already analyzed our wonderful Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the national leader of the APC. Then last week we were with Peter Obi, that's the governorship, former governor of Anambra State, and the vice presidential candidate with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar that we'll be looking at today. So we are analyzing Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Does he deserve a second chance? Should he come on board again as a presidential aspirant in 2023? So those are the considerations we'll be having. We'd like you to get your suggestions ready, do your research, and let us know if you think he deserves a second chance in Nigeria. All right, we have some news updates to give you from across the nation, some basic areas we think we should give additional consideration to on the news levels. We have that in the Lagos State through the Commissioner of Environment, Mr. Tunji Bello. He has urged residents living in high flood risk areas, in low-lying areas around Lagos mainland, Mushin, Ibejuleki, and Ikorodu to relocate to avoid loss of lives and properties. So the Commissioner of Environment is also asking them that a lot of a very, let's use the word, negative weather forecast has come from the meteorological agency concerning those areas. So they should work towards either relocating or looking for different ways to take care of their property. So the risk is high. So it's asking people living around those areas to relocate. Very, very key. And erosion has been very strong in some parts of Lagos. So let's not wait till some very devastating things happen before we take the right actions. All right, moving on, the Military High Command has commended all the gallant troops of the armed forces and other security agencies in various anti-terrorism operations for their commitment and their gallantry. So soldiers who have been fighting in the northeast region, a lot of them, some of them have lost their lives to the quest to put out the Boko Haram and several banditry activities in that region. So the Military High Command is saying that well done to soldiers who have done very, very well in helping to bring some level of order to that region. And for that, we have that the military has, for this week alone, eliminated 92 terrorists and 104 bandits in 1 week. And that's a very encouraging index from the military. So for that, we say well done to the Nigerian military. And just like the Nigerian Air Force commander has said, that they are ready to put out all terrorism activities within this year. So we need to give them all the necessary cooperation. Then we also have it that the competition gets stiffer for Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. That's a Nigerian candidate for the World Trade Organization directorship. So the UK, the United Kingdom, has nominated their own candidate for the World Trade Organization leadership. So for that, it is a bit stiffer for Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, but all of Africa has been encouraged to keep supporting Ngozi Iweala in her quest, and also the European region has also pledged their support to support Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala in her quest to be the Director General of the World Trade Organization. Then a funny updates that came up, we heard it that some protesters are demanding the arrest of Ahmed Bola Tinubu over 2019 elections eve. They have some allegation that bullion vans were seen in his residence, believed to be conveying cash to different election points. So they are still allegations, and they are asking that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be arrested. But in his response, Tinubu has said that the bullion vans contained money belonging to him, not to the government. So whatever this is, we think the necessary investigation should be done into this, and it should not be a distraction for the present government. Then Nigeria's COVID-19 cases presently have exceeded 30,000, and is only in Taraba State that is the only state to record any COVID-19 death. And with this, we have it that the number of recoveries has also increased to 12,373. So the number of those that are recovering quite very on the high side, but at the same time, the number of those that are getting infected, that's the official figure, is also on the increase. And for that, we are still asking the government what is going on, what more should be done to reduce this figure of those who are getting infected. Is it just official figures, and what is being done to bring about more solution areas, more like we had in Plateau State during the week, where the Plateau State government said they've already brought out an antidote for the COVID-19 pandemic. So whatever it is, more research organizations in that area should work on these curative supplements and antidotes, so that whatever has to be done needs to be done to curb and to bring the COVID-19 virus, to contain it. Then we have the Federal Executive Council has approved 108 billion naira for the construction and rehabilitation of roads in Adamawa State, in Borno State, Enugu State, and Rivers State, and that's with immediate effect. They have approved 108 billion naira for the rehabilitation of roads in those 4 states. Then for the GSS 3 and SS 3 students that the government has said for the SS 3, they said they should not participate in this year's WAEC examination. So we are also working on an outline for this. Do you agree with this? And a lot of controversy. Even the Oyo state government is saying that they are not going to work with the federal government's decision on this. They are going to go on, continue with their bid to reopen their schools. So that means a lot of dissenting voices are also coming in. So what is the way forward for the education sector? Is the federal government right to ask those in the examination classes like the GSS 3 and the SS 3 to still stay back at home, and actually asking the SS 3 students not to bother preparing for WAEC examinations this year? That's like a whole session gone. So we would like to look at this next week, but for now, let's have it in mind that these are areas that Nigerians are still not very clear on, and a lot is still happening to give the right information to the public, and also to ensure that those are the things that are needed for such a time as this. All right, then the NNPC has announced an increase of 19.4% in the average daily natural gas supply to power plants, which translates to 788 million standard cubic feet of gas per day, equivalent to power generation of 2,873 megawatts. So what this means is that the implication of this is that the NNPC is giving good news from its end, that unlike the usual supply of gas that they used to have for power generating plants, this year alone has witnessed an increase in 19.4%, and that's the analysis we just gave right now. So this is equivalent to power generation of extra 2,873 megawatts, and we think this is a good one coming from the NNPC. All right, we'll move on this morning talking about how we can get our individuals ready to fully participate in the 2023 election, and we are sure that these are the right candidates. We are not just being swayed by maybe general opinion or what the party thinks, but who are these people? So we are analyzing them, and for today we said we are looking at Atiku Abubakar as our candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. So we'll just give you some background information about him, and afterwards we can send in your comments, your contributions, and don't forget our phone numbers are 090-5252-5107, 090-5252-5107. So with that, you can call in and also give us your opinion on this. Let's just have a brief background about Atiku Abubakar. So we have it that Atiku Abubakar in the Nigerian presidential bid, should he run again? That's a question. Should he go for this office again? Atiku Abubakar, GCON, was born on 25th November 1946. He's a Nigerian politician and businessman who served as a vice president of Nigeria from 1999 to 2007 during the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo. Since the country's return to democracy, Abubakar has been contesting in virtually all the elections. In 1993, he contested the Social Democratic Party's presidential primaries, losing to Moshood Abiola and Babagana Kingibe. He twice ran as governor of Adamawa State in 1990 and later in 1998 being elected before becoming Olusegun Obasanjo's running mate during the 1999 presidential election and re-elected in 2003. He was a presidential candidate of the Action Congress in the 2007 presidential election. He contested the presidential primaries of the People's Democratic Party during the 2011 presidential election. So in 2014, he joined the All Progressives Congress ahead of the 2015 presidential election and contested the presidential primaries, losing to Muhammadu Buhari. In 2011, he returned to the PDP, that's the People's Democratic Party, and was the party's presidential candidate during the 2019 election. On his education, he has quite some basic facts for us to note that following his secondary school education, he studied a short while at the Nigerian Police College in Kaduna. He left the college when he was unable to present an O-level mathematics result and worked briefly as a tax officer in the Regional Ministry of Finance, from where he gained admission to the School of Hygiene in Kano State in 1966. He graduated with a diploma in 1967. And in 1967, he enrolled for a law diploma at the Ahmadu Bello University Institute of Administration on a scholarship from the regional government. After graduation in 1969, during the Nigerian Civil War, he was employed by the Nigerian Customs Service. So these are some of the basic facts about Atiku Abubakar. We need to know what it stands for. A quick one, that he has launched the True Federalism campaign in 2017, meaning that he has been talking about how the country should go in the path of true federalism, delivering speeches all over the country, inspiring Nigerians on the need to restructure the country. He has been receiving massive endorsement for his stand on true federalism. He recently declared at an event where he was conferred the award. So, according to him, he was conferred the award Hero of Democracy by Hall of Grace magazine. Hero of Democracy by Hall of Grace magazine. So, according to him, political decentralization will also help to deepen and strengthen our democracy, as it will encourage more accountability. So citizens are more likely to demand accountability when governments spend their tax money rather than rent collected from an impersonal source. So he also said that through federalism, we encourage states to compete and attract investment and skilled workers rather than merely waiting for monthly revenue allocation from Abuja. So with all of this in mind, the question is, what and what do we think we need to consider in having a candidate like Atiku Abubakar to contest the 2023 election again? And don't forget that he has been contesting different elections since the country went fully into the democracy that we are currently experiencing. So he has contested on different political parties: SDP, PDP, Action Congress, APC, name it. So he has the necessary political experience when it comes to contesting elections. And his son has said that the father is ready to contest the 2023 election again. So what is your thoughts on this? Do you think Atiku should be given another chance? Nigerians should support a candidate like him? And if not, what are your opinions on this? So let's have you send in your comments now, your comments and contributions on our line 090 5252 51007 5252 5107. Then if you are sending in your comment, you can also write it and let's have you. All right, we have Vera saying good morning house, good morning. Christian, good morning house, good morning. Now we need you to send in your comments. What do you think about Atiku Abubakar for president? Then Coco says good morning Blossom Nigeria. True to be told, Igbos deserve PDP presidential tickets. Present Ngozi Iweala and Atiku. Okay, they should present Ngozi Iweala and Atiku as vice president. So if the man has served as vice president before, do you think he will want to come out as another candidate for vice president? That's to Coco. What do you think about this? And we also have some Nigerians who believe that presidency should not be a zoning matter. It shouldn't be something that will be like, okay, it's our turn now. So apart from the zoning, that the right candidate with the right credentials and qualities should be presented, not because of where he or she is from. That's another school of thought. So, but if you think otherwise, you can also send in your opinion, your comments, your contributions, and let's look at them together so that we can arrive at a decision this morning. All right, so we are waiting for your comments and your contributions. You can also call us 090-5252-5107. What is your opinion about Atiku Abubakar running for presidency in 2023? After all his experience in the political sector, is a 73-year-old man that by 2023 should be 76. So will he have the necessary physical strength to still go ahead and do all that he has been planning to do? And he quite has been a very healthy man, looking even younger than his age, as a lot of people think. But then a lot will still have to be considered. Age-wise, political experience-wise, his ability to harness the Nigerian potential so far, his integrity level, what and what is he known for. So these are things that we must consider for this time. Then we have Yeshua Ibn saying, good morning house. With the present political crisis in Nigeria, both Atiku and Tinubu are too old for that seat now. To recover on time from the damage Buhari has done to our progress, we need a cerebral young mind. We have to do away with godfatherism, ethnicity, religion, etc. We have to do what is best for us. The best man for the job now, either Cross River State Governor Benedict Ayade. Okay, he's still typing. So these are the thoughts from Yeshua Ibn saying that the man is too old for the job now. Do you think so? And that we don't need another godfather in our politics at this time, and that we need a cerebral young mind like Ben Ayade, the Cross River State Governor. This is the second nomination or even more that we have gotten so far for Ben Ayade, the Cross River State Governor. A lot of people believe that he deserves to be the president, but some are also considering the ethnic factor. Then we have another school of thought saying no, no ethnicity, just go for the best man. So this is Nigeria, and we have to contribute our quota to making the nation better. So send us your thought. Don't give up and say anything they want to do, let them do. A lot of people have always taken that line, and because of that, it has not helped at all. So it's time for us to sit up and do the needful, and that's what we are doing right now. All right, we have Grace Emmanuel. She called in yesterday, very, very passionate about the issue we discussed on the reopening of worship centers in Lagos and Ogun. All right, thank you, Grace Emmanuel. She says, I don't want him to, ma. Like I said the other day, we have been ruled over and over by the same set of people. We need a change. I do not support that he runs as president. So Grace Emmanuel believes that there should be a change. He has been in the system for too long. So, but if he has been in the system for that long, do you think, because there's a school of thought that believes that experience is the best teacher. So do you think he will do better as an experienced man, or like you are saying, they have been there for too long, so we don't need the same set of people? We need a change. So if we need a change for the younger ones, like Yeshua Iben suggested, and if that is the case, what should be done to put all those things in place right now? So Christian Etemike is saying, thank you so much, Christian. He says, we don't need ancestors. We don't need recycled candidates. We don't need repackaged candidates. We don't need refurbished elements. Wow. We don't need those who have been part of our problem. We don't need people like Atiku. Let me take that again. It's very poetic. It says we don't need ancestors. We don't need recycled candidates. We don't need repackaged candidates. We don't need refurbished elements. We don't need those who have been part of our problem. We don't need people like Atiku. So this sounds like a placard. It's as if you are carrying a placard already. We don't need people like Atiku. But for you think so, but some people might think that he's the best for now because the system may not allow maybe the cerebral young mind. But if we need the system to allow such, what should we also do? Then Sevion Duka is saying, good morning, ma. If in 2023 Atiku represents PDP, then it is most likely Atiku will win. The reason is simple. The APC will present Tinubu as a candidate. Most of the South and Southeast areas don't. Just a second. It's quite a long one. Most of the South and Southeast area don't like APC or Tinubu and won't want them. When it comes to the North, the only reason the North will vote APC is because of Buhari, a fellow Northerner. Or if APC come up with a Northern vice, with Buhari not coming back in 2023, the Northerners will go for candidates that best represents the chance to keep powers in the North, and that is Atiku. So Tinubu's only support is from the Southwest, and even if everyone there voted him, they can't make him president, unlike MKO and OBJ, who had national appeal and won elections in the North. Tinubu had never been anything more than a local champion whose influence is only in Yoruba land. Wow. This man is talking as if he has been in the inner caucus meetings of the APC and PDP. So this sounds like somebody who is giving us the dishing out the secrets, as it were. But whatever be the case, he has a point. He's thinking that since Buhari will not be coming back in 2023, if Atiku, a northern candidate, comes under the umbrella of the PDP, that he will likely be considered more than Tinubu, who he sees as a local champion. But that is your opinion, brother. Tinubu might not be a local champion to others. Maybe his influence, because he's even called right now the national leader of the APC, that's the All Progressives Congress. So we have Grace Emmanuel saying, no, ma, Buhari was experienced to, just a second. Buhari was experienced to is a change for the younger ones. So we need to consider the younger ones right now. We have a call coming in. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Am I on to Blossom Nigeria?
Yeah, this is Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria.
Okay, my name is Harrison and I'm calling from the capital city of Lagos, Ikeja.
Thank you so much. And you have been a wonderful analyst. So we said that this morning we must get you to also give us your analysis. You did wonderfully well last week. Thank you so much for giving us those the balanced opinions about Peter Obi. So now, talking about Atiku Abubakar, we have a very strong candidate coming from the north. But some people are still of the opinion that we need the younger ones to come into power. But he has the experience, he has the right zoning if it were to be considered. But with all the factors, what do you think of Atiku Abubakar maybe recontesting for presidency in 2023?
Again, thank you so very much for what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
I've often said to people that political discussion or education is a sure catalyst for ideal political revolution.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we do is not just analysis. It's beyond analysis.
Yes.
It's an expression of our conviction in the project called Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons I'm interested in what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Now, talking about 2023, it's a good projection at sight and at hand. And the name you have mentioned, His Excellency Alhaji Abubakar Atiku, has been a political decimal for decades now in Nigeria. Okay, so the possibility of his emergence again will not be mystery to anybody.
Okay.
But politics is dynamic, and the realities of politics are as brief or as mad as the speed of light.
Yeah.
Okay, so we must have that at heart as we project and discuss.
Okay.
Discussing the personality Atiku Abubakar in Nigerian politics is a good one because as far as I think he's one of the most renowned professional politicians. So his profile suits. He's got the profile that suits the number one political office, talking about the presidency.
Okay.
And the understanding of Atiku has to be drummed. Okay, he's not just the PDP politician, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Atiku has been there. In fact, he played a very significant role in SDP in 1993.
Yeah.
It was a big consideration, and after that, he stayed glued to the camp of Musa Yar'Adua. Okay, and it was that camp that formed PDN, a very strong nucleus, or one of the strongest nucleuses that gave PDP a nationalistic political coverage.
Okay.
And of course, by 1999, he became another powerful consideration in Nigerian politics. So it was easy for him to win the governorship election in Adamawa. Of course, he was never the governor, though he won. He left it for Bono Haruna. Okay. Again, it was also not a matter for him to emerge as the candidate that would give Obasanjo's ticket a northern affiliation. Okay. So and many people will describe him as somebody that is doing everything to become a president of this country. But I see that as political persistency, which is also a key in political culture and socialization. So he's been persistent in becoming the president of this country, and it's his right. And if that is his desire, so be it. Okay. So he's got everything, like I said, politically speaking. I don't think anybody amongst the contending factors can stand Atiku politically.
Okay, so
economically, I just want us to establish Atiku so that we can understand what we are talking about.
Okay.
But if that time is not there, I'll keep quiet and let you ask your question.
Okay.
Now you're going to ask me something.
No, you can continue. I wanted to the aspect of the force, not we don't have the kind of force that can withstand him for now. That's the point you were making. So I wanted.
I didn't say that we don't have the kind of force that can withstand him for now.
Okay.
But what I mean is that Atiku is a candidate to beat. Okay. Because this thing is not a personal. Politics is beyond personality, as it were. It takes the personality and the followership of the personality.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that anytime, any day in the history of modern political Nigerian political exigencies or history or activities, Atiku is always a man or a force to beat.
To consider. Okay.
Now, talking about the possibilities of his emergence, like I said, the only challenge Atiku would have or has had is that though he's been persistent in becoming president, he's not been very persistent in his political affiliation. Okay? And that's one of the things haunting him. Of course, we knew the role they played in the formation of PDP, but you know that he left PDP for ACN to contest for presidency. That was the first time he moved contemporary wise and stayed in ACN. And by the time Shehu Yaradua died, and they were looking at the possibility of the power being returned to the north, he left ACN and went to PDP. Okay. Also going back to PDP, 2014, he also led some leadership elements in PDP to APC, where he contested. So that inconsistency is something that they work against him. Okay, one. And secondly, a blog that I refer to as Mwike Tambuwa blog can also be a very hurdle for him to dismantle. Because that was one of the major challenges he had in 2019. Though he eventually won, but he's going to be stronger this time, considering the fact that Mwike is in his last term as a governor, Tambuwa the same thing. So they can easily get stronger in their quest. Okay. That's one. Another point also is the issue of age.
Okay.
On paper, administratively, he's about 73 years now.
Okay.
So all things being equal, 2020 he will be 75 thereabouts. And that age may work against him. Okay. Somebody may say, how about Buhari? But on paper, Buhari by 2015 wasn't 75. That is one. And secondly, it is proven that the kind of followership that Buhari enjoys in the north, Atiku doesn't. Okay, so these are the factors to consider. But however it is, his involvement in the race for who succeeds Buhari is a welcome development, is a good one.
Okay.
Whether he eventually wins or not, his involvement will heighten the West. His involvement will give depth and some structural political framework to the context. So it's a welcome development. It's something that I look forward to beholding.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Before we let you go, the angle of the Tambuwa block, you said
Yes.
is a major hurdle.
Tambuwa Wike.
Okay. That's a major hurdle for him to cross.
Yes.
But would you suggest that in a quest to maybe gain some more political relevance, this idea of maybe defecting from one party to the other will also help him, or he should just stick, like you have said, be consistent and stick with one party, even if the party seems not to be doing too well?
Well, as far as I also think PDP is not doing too badly, especially recently as an opposition political party in Nigeria.
Yeah.
That's one. Secondly, changing ship may not just be viable, because where is he going to? Again, don't forget that he had this hurdle or challenge in 2019 and he eventually defeated. Atiku is not someone that is actually looking for political relevance or followership. Atiku has political followership, nationalistic political followership, and he's got the political chest, economic backup to even exacerbate or heighten or accentuate his stance and his positions or his control on our national political plane. So instead of suggesting or looking at the possibility, I feel and I know that it's not going anywhere. Instead, he will stay in that PDP and make of non-effect whatever oppositions that you should likely have, and that's the beauty of politics, opposition, whether internally or externally.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, man of God. We appreciate your calling, your analysis, and all that you have said.
You're welcome. We appreciate all that you're doing.
Thank you so much. All right.
All right. Thank you.
That was Harrison that just gave us his opinion. He's actually a political analyst, and he gave it to us that we should give people like Atiku the chance based on the fact that he has the followership. But what has been working against him is the fact that he's been, moving from one party to the other since 1993, that he came into political relevance, and that might be a major factor working against him. Also, the Tambuwal Wike block in the north too is another major aspect to consider. So with all that he has said, then also the age factor. If he's 73 this year, that means by 2023 it should be 76 or 75 plus. So what is the plan? And is this something that he is sure that he can still maintain the same energy and viability in order to contest the election that will go nationwide, and also be in that, if he wins, can he function well as a president for 4 years? That's by the time he's finishing his first tenure, that means it will be 80 years. So that's another major factor to consider. So we thank you for all that you have been doing. For those of us that have been sending in comments, encourage you to send in much more. We have more here. We've already taken from Xavier Nduka, who says that Tinubu's influence is only in Yoruba land. And I said, if you think otherwise, send in your comments too. Then Grace Emmanuel believes that it is time for the younger ones. It's a change that the younger ones should embrace. Then we have some others that are watching, but the point remains. Then we still have a comment coming in from Coco. Excellent point. The great political analyst. That's commendation for Mr. Harrison. Thank you so much. So with all that we have been hearing, positioning candidates or individuals that can function as candidates in the 2023 election is very, very key. So from the summary of what we have gotten today, Atiku has it political experience-wise. He has it with his work in the political scene for a while now, and that's a very, very good one. But just like Harrison has already stated, his lack of consistency has been a factor. And don't forget that we also had one of our editions that we talked about political ideologies, and we said that that was a major factor that was working against our political parties in Nigeria. The lack of ideology, the lack of strong constitutions that hold political parties together. So you find one person defecting from one party to the other because he believes that the party over on the other side is greener, the opportunities are better, so he will just defect. What does that party stand for? He does not know, or he does not even want to know. What he's just looking for is the political opportunity. So for that, political ideology is key. So for us to maintain a good political system in Nigeria, we have to give room to that consideration and enable the right people to help political parties to draft the right ideologies and drive it to their members, so that every card-carrying member of a political party will know why he or she is a member of that party. He's not just there because he's a party for the next election, no, but he's there because the party stands for something that he or she believes in. So that is very, very key. So with this point, we know that Atiku will be a major block, a major factor to be considered for the 2023 election. But even with that, that does not mean that other candidates cannot come up and be considered. And that's what we are doing, because we are looking at how we can balance the system, have the right opinion about individuals that can be considered as candidates. And for whoever you are supporting, you know that you are supporting this person for the right reasons, not just because he has the political face that everybody is following. You are supporting that individual for the right reason. So we'd like you to keep sending in your comments. We have our website www.blossomnigeria.com. Then our page on Facebook is always on, where our topic is there, our video playout is there. So anytime you visit us, you can always watch it. You can send in even your comments on our page, so you can give us what you think about the current political situation in Nigeria. And don't forget that as we are moving on, you and I are contributors to making our nation better. Don't forget that you too can make a difference. So we would like to round off on this point and get ready for the weekend. And when we come on Monday, I've already given you some heads up. We'll be looking critically at the education sector. The decision that the federal government is taking regarding JSS3 not resuming school, SS3 not to partake in WAEC exams, and some states are already kicking against it. They said they cannot work with that. That means their students are going to be losing a whole session, and for some that is not very nice. So we'll look at that next week Monday, and any other factor that is up we'll also consider. But let's have a time to get feedback, talk to people about it, get people's opinion about it. Even you can talk to parents about it, and let's get our thoughts together on Monday so that we can take a stand and say, okay, this is what we are standing for regarding this issue. So it's been Atiku today discussing Atiku Abubakar on Let's Talk Presidency, and it's been interesting. Very, very key, because this man has really been in the Nigerian political scene for a while. But we are saying that for all that you have done, we appreciate your work. But if you must contest the 2023 election, consider the factors that have been listed: consistency, the other political blocs in the north, and the fact that age is also a matter, and a lot of people are agitating for younger politicians. So let's keep these thoughts in mind as we have a glorious and a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for staying with us. I am Blossom, and I believe in the Nigerian dream.